Hi guys, I've had a lot of you ask me for this recipe for a biryani, or biryani as we call it in Mauritius, and I wanted to show you how to make a more kind of easier version, I suppose. I'm still going to layer it slightly, but basically what I'm going to be doing is using a load of off veg, not off, but you know, little bits and bobs in the fridge that I found, and this is going to be a vegetarian, this is going to be a vegan biryani. And I'm going to go through how I make it, but I'm simplifying it. So this isn't classic, it's not traditional. It's all about making the best of your store cupboard spices and whatever other ingredients you have. So let me run through the ingredients with you. Right, so to make this version of a biryani, what I've got here is just some cauliflower that I've just chopped into pieces. I've got the cauliflower stalk that I'm using, and I've got some green beans and some peppers. And that's it. That's all the veg I'm going to be using for this. In the freezer, I had some garlic and ginger paste, which I've just taken out. And this is literally equal quantities of garlic and ginger blended together. I've got some frozen coriander and some fresh mint. But again, if you've got frozen of either, you can use it. Or even if you have dried of either, you can use dried coriander and dried mint. That's fine. If you can get fresh, that would be great, but no problem otherwise. Now, there's two parts of this recipe. The first part is to boil the rice. And have it half cooked, and then the second part is to cook like essentially a curry out of this. So the spices that's going to go into the vegetables are cumin and coriander powder, paprika, but actually use chili powder if you have it. I'm only using paprika because I'm making this for the baby, and that amount of chili powder for her, she isn't really going to like it. And I've got turmeric, so it works out to be a teaspoon of each of those, and those spices are going straight into here. And for my rice, I'm going to boil up my rice with some cinnamon, star anise, cardamom seeds and some cumin seeds. And I've also got some of these, which are cloves. And these are really fragrant. It's going to add a lovely flavour. Now in here I've got 2 small cups of rice, which I've soaked in water for around 20 minutes. Then I'm going to wash the rice thoroughly. So that is everything I need, and including some yoghurt. That's all that I need. So I'm going to show you how I make this. So the rice is in here with the water, and I've added some salt as well. And all we have to do is cook that until the rice is tender and almost partially cooked, and I'll show you what that looks like. So to make the base of the biryani for the vegetarian kind of curry bit, I'm not using any onions, which is really non-traditional in a biryani, only because it takes so long to fry them and temper them and all that kind of stuff, and I want to make this as easy as possible. So the first thing I'm going to do is add in some garlic ginger paste first. And I'm just going to fry that off, and that's not going to take too long at all, so it works out to be around a teaspoon. And I'm also going to add in some salt at this stage as well, and this is about enough to season the whole dish. So I'm just going to let that fry off. As soon as that's fried, I'm going to add in my spices and then quite quickly in with the vegetables. Right, so in goes my spices. They're going in there. Just going to mix those around very quickly. And once it's in, literally at this stage, I then go in with a big dollop of Greek yogurt. Actually, I'm going to go in with 2 dollops. And that looks really nice. And as soon as it gets to this, I'm going to now add in my vegetables. They're just going to get tipped in. And I just want to cook them off. Right, as soon as this begins to sizzle, and you can see it's beginning to get dry at the bottom of the pan, we add in a little bit of water. And we're now going to cook these vegetables down. So I'm now going to turn this to a medium heat, put the lid on and let it simmer for around 15 minutes until the vegetables are cooked. Okay, so the rice has taken around 10 minutes, and as you can see it's swollen up, and I'm just going to grab a little bit, and it's going to have to be easy enough to pierce between your fingers. It needs to be slightly al dente, but not completely mushy. So at this stage I'm going to drain it and allow all the water to come out, but we want to keep all those spices in the rice. Okay, so the veg curry has had around 15 minutes, and as you can see, it's got a lovely glossy curry sauce around all the veg, but it's not a thin liquid. And that's really important because you don't want the biryani to be wet. So I'm now going to assemble and show you how we do it. Right guys, I don't have a tripod, so I hope you guys can see this. So this is the curry that I cooked, the veg, and that's all going to go on the bottom of the pan. So tip that out and then add all of, oh my glasses are steaming up, and then just add all of that lovely thick yogurty sauce on the bottom. Leave that to one side, and then just make sure that that fills up the entire base of the pan. And that looks really good. Let me show you that. There you go, I filled up the bottom of the pan. And then on top of that, I'm going to add half of the rice. So let me just tumble in half of the rice. And I'm going to layer half of that over the veg. And once you get halfway, just about there, just make sure you spread it out completely. I have my frozen coriander and some fresh mint. So I'm just going to layer, as I would do with a normal biryani, and just grab some coriander and then just add that all the way on the inside. Now this little trick is basically, because biryani typically has saffron drizzled all the way inside of it, we're in a lockdown and I can't get hold of saffron, so I've got some yellow food colouring mixed with some rose water, and all I'm going to do is just drizzle a really small amount, so you end up with that beautiful kind of biryani colour over the rice. You don't need much, so just a little bit. And I'm going to go again with another layer. So in with another layer of mint, just over the top so you get that fragrance. And then in with some more coriander. And then a final little drizzle of the yellow. And that's now going to have a lid on, and we're going to go and steam that now for around 25 minutes. Right guys, moment of truth. This has been steaming on a low heat for around half an hour now, and I'm going to open it. Oh, that steam looks really, really good. Oh, steam in my eyes. So I'm just going to, if you can see that lovely colour, and it's singular granules on the rice, which is exactly what we're looking for. You can see how granular the rice is, and then I'm just going to dig down to the bottom for all that lovely veg. And as you can see, all that veg is cooked. I used cauliflower because it's a bit more robust. And you can add potatoes as well if you want, it'd be lovely. So that looks so, so nice. There you go guys, that is my gorgeous, simple, simplified vegetarian biryani that you can make in no time. If you guys use Greek yogurt, that makes it vegetarian, but you can use a vegan yogurt to make it vegan. So this is perfect, my perfect midweek biryani, or you can make it for a fake away on a Friday or Saturday night and have it with some poppadoms. This is gorgeous. So please try the recipe. I'm gonna write the full list underneath. There you have it guys, my gorgeous veggie biryani, perfect to make for the weekend or midweek. We guys have got some time, so that's not a problem. And in here is the pot with all the beautiful grains of rice. See how fluffy and light that is? Please try it, let me know what you think.